our name is The Drop In, and we're here with two people who look like they could not want to be anywhere else but here. I don't know if that makes sense, but we do have Corbin and Jackson, otherwise known as Hat Guy. How are you guys doing? Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Jackson. Pleasure to be on the podcast with you all. Now, I got to commend the people who make doors here in Fort Wayne. They do an excellent job keeping a man out. I've been trying to get in here for days. They finally let me in.
Yeah, it is a true story. Every time he's tried to come up in here, we've been filming another episode, so now we're finally letting him into the studio behind the scenes. You're now a part of the magic.
Would
Disney.
he be in the scenes? That's behind the scenes.
That is behind the scenes. How's your day been?
I just went on for my coaching for my business about AI.
Mm-hmm.
He put me under a pressure test, and it would really surprise you. I failed miserably. No, it didn't fail miserably. He just gave me a lot of pointers.
How's your guys' day at school before coming to AmpLab? Learn anything new?
I woke up, I drove my car, sat in it for about 5 minutes, wondering if I wanted to come to school.
I think Jackson's got a point.
I had a wonderful day. I woke up really early
You're real solid, dude.
so I could
You got that like
trim the growings in my closet, and I came to school with something hiding underneath my skin. And it's still under there. I'm not going to let it out until I get back home. So, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be here on the
we're
podcast.
probably
I
gonna
was
get
waiting
it
in trepidation to come here.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you want to switch spots?
You know?
we're good. That it brings up an interesting point that he was talking about though, in terms of wanting to be on the podcast for a long time, because before we started posting like real episodes on YouTube and Spotify and all that kind of thing, we had two sort of prototype episodes. We had a very short prototype that's not even on the internet for people to see, and then we also had a proof of concept, which right now is on Spotify, but pretty soon is also going to be scrubbed. So, like, what was your experience? You were our first sort of like guest. You were. What was your experience with that? Like, just a little baby podcast with no lights or anything, one camera, like we were just filming on a phone, no microphones, nothing like that. Like,
I think I had a lot of potential here, and that's why I wanted to come here today, because I knew it would have grown into something massive and very impressive.
So what do you remember what you were sort of talking about on that episode?
Yeah, it was a whole lot of jargon that I made up on the spot.
I see.
I don't actually feel that way about anything.
So
So how do you truly feel about
how do
school?
you
Because
truly
last time
feel?
around you said you enjoy being a loner, you like to just come to school, get your work done, and go home. Is that how you truly feel, or is that something you just came up with?
No, in fact, I don't know how I feel at all about anything, really. About
well, that's
school.
interesting. Let's dig into that.
I don't think I want to dig into it, but I think I do
This
want
is
to
a
edge
podcast.
around it and then get to it at the end.
Oh, okay, I see. Corbin, how do you feel about living life, gaining
School,
consciousness?
I work out every day. I eat every day. I wake up. I sleep. I love life. Man, I go outside. I got the dogs barking. Man, life's good.
The
Wake
dogs
the
in
leaves.
terms of feet or animals?
I'll let you figure that out.
Well, when people say the dogs are barking, they generally talk about their feet.
Yeah, if they have a foot fetish, man.
I think that's just
I think that's just you.
Exactly. I don't think I've ever used the term "I let the dogs out" by letting my feet.
You've never been like, the dogs are barking when you have an aching in your
No.
podiatal region.
If you have a foot fetish, just say it, man.
I don't
won't
have a
judge
foot
you.
fetish. No, I do.
He has a foot fetish.
I have definitely been like, I have definitely like thought about like putting a wig on and like posting like on Feet Finder.
I'm sure you have.
Just cause like when I'm 18, cause they make so much money for nothing. Like, okay, I know it's weird. I don't have a foot fetish, but come on.
Yes, he does.
They make so much money on Feet Finder. Like, they make enough to like. You haven't seen those videos that are like, I bought my mom a Lamborghini just by selling feet pics.
No, I think that's just you. I've never heard a YouTube video start
Never.
off with
No, not a YouTube video. Like you haven't seen video. Well, I watched like a Jarvis Johnson. Okay. Well, you know, if I'm gonna like say things and you guys just aren't gonna go along with them, then maybe I'll just shut the up for the rest of the podcast. So why don't you take over?
Maybe not talk about feet.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Yeah, that's.
To be fair, Corbin's the one who brought up foot fetishes.
because
you
you brought up the feet.
Yes, because
Literally.
my dogs are barking is a very common phrase.
Only for you.
No, not only for me. You guys are the weird
Bro.
ones. Comments back me up on this.
Okay, you don't have a foot fetish. We'll just leave it at that. Here's a foot fetish. Either way,
Yeah,
we can
we'll
let
know.
it. We'll let it go. All right. I don't personally use that term. Maybe you do.
I do.
Different people live in different places. It's okay.
That's true.
No, so my whole idea is basing off of a person named. Bleep it if you want. I don't care. This isn't my thing, but I'm gonna do a course like she does, but do it for AI training. The only thing about it is I'm gonna be the middleman, so it's not even like I'll be making the content. I get free content.
So with AI, like obviously we're in sort of like a technology boom right now with like AI and AI music or AI generated art, ChatGPT, Goblin tools, all of this sort of thing is very much coming very quickly. How do you what do you feel about that sort of thing? Like where do you fall on that? Because it's a controversial subject. Some people think that AI should absolutely never touch art. It should all be human made. Some people think that if an AI can make art better than a human, then it should be able to with no consequences.
Nah.
I think I fall somewhere in the middle where I think that AI can be used as a very helpful tool, but I don't necessarily think that we can ever let it replace us.
Well,
I got a counter question then.
Okay.
Why did we even come up with robots? If you look at the old past movies, not even like Terminator, but why did we come up with the robots?
To make jobs easier, not to make it better. It can make it better, but it makes things easier.
It's to automate tasks so that we don't have to do anything. AI tools were originally created so people can do stuff easier to make us lazier, which is what AI has fallen into now. ChatGPT can write you essays, Goblin tool can formalize it, Midjourney can create you a perfect piece of art. The only issue with it is it's not necessarily easier to get it. You have to know how to use it. In order
That's
to
right.
get better.
It's less that it's like easier and more that it's a different thing.
Because you have to go through, I think, 47 different genres of prompts, and then around 700 to 800 characters to get exactly what you want. So it takes like 3 hours to find the right prompt.
Jackson, what's your opinion on this?
I actually have another question.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Do you ever feel AI coming inside of you whenever you look on the website and you see all this controversy around it stealing art and how useful GPT is and how I got banned from ChatGPT by using 3.4 or 3.5 because I asked it to recite a Kanye song for me?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What was the Kanye song?
Please?
Do you ever feel AI coming inside of you?
But
I think the next
Rephrase
step
that.
for humanity is robotic and technological ingrained in us.
Yeah, that is.
So I think
It's with the cyber
Oh,
link
so
right now.
you
Elon
really
Musk.
need to feel AI inside of you.
so you're like a cyborg, like you want
There's
AI
already a thing
in
for
us.
that.
Well, it's not a one.
There's already a thing.
You
I'm
just
not gonna-
think that it's a logical
gonna-
next step.
There's already a thing like that.
I know there are like Neuralinks and things like that.
Well, that's exactly what a cyborg is. It has a mini computer chipped into
Yeah.
your forehead. Then they're also going to probably try using cyberlinks to get I forget, little bugs to go inside your bloodstream in order to recreate our bone structures into titanium.
That's actually how I'm here today.
Alright. Yeah, so can I get your secrets? I want to be the next Wolverine.
Yeah, I think that in terms of AI, like technology being a part of us,
It's bad.
I don't love the thought, but I also think like we already have technology inside of us. A lot of things. Like think about joint replacements or
Vibrators.
hip replacements.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, muscle massages.
Vibrators,
Yeah.
manual massages.
Could you
like-
stand up and show us that you don't have one right now?
See, that's why we invited this guy.
He has something near his.
Oh,
Thank you, tech guy. I thought.
there you go. You want a view? You wanna?
I hear something
lovely-
vibrating.
I think you didn't show enough. I only saw this and not this.
Is that an excuse to get
I'm sorry. Do you want to get like a good view of my? Is that what you're saying right now?
Not your.
You can make him pay.
behind.
know.
Preston is like so hell bent on getting clips for shorts. He's just He's just been. He's.
You see how like aggressive he is?
What are you talking about? You tried to hit me in the face. So,
Why?
as we were saying,
Ellie.
young person Ben, just in general.
It's my right now. I'm not gonna lie. I love life. I don't believe you need money for anything. I feel like if you got five
First
other
it
dudes, you can conquer the world any way you want.
Why are we throwing the water bottle around? That was very inspiring.
I was speaking.
I know it was very.
Now let me
inspiring.
speak.
I don't have eyes to listen.
So I had this is a good story. So I had so I'm on the dive team, and I had
I got a story to tell after.
not an infatuation. I had a connection, a good chemistry with a certain girl on that dive team, and
You're the reason, girl?
no,
Okay.
no, different girl. And this girl was also like the best. She's one of the best divers in the state. Like she was great. Yeah, no, I did for real. Like I had a very big crush on her. I thought she was very pretty, and I thought we had very good chemistry. We would like laugh on the diving boards next to each other. Like it was great. Like it was you know that feeling when you're just like talking to somebody and you're just like this is great.
No.
So we were so we texted in a group chat and stuff like that, and we were texting one night, the night of Joe Biden's State of the Union address, and I was very interested in it just because I wanted to see what our lovely President of the United States had in store for us
Sleeping.
in the next 2 years. And so I was watching it, and I had some other people in that group chat who were also interested in it, and so I was sort of just giving them the highlights, right? And I was talking about what he was talking about. Like he would be like, we want to, do blah 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 with immigrants, and I was like, Joe Biden just said you want to do blah 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 with immigrants, like whatever, that kind of thing. And so one of the thing, and throughout all of this, the girl just kept saying, Sleepy Joe, you guys are watching Sleepy Joe, that's he must be sleeping. Like, essentially what Preston was doing, but like even less funny. So.
Well, no, I think it was funny.
Yeah, no one likes you.
A
Keep
little,
going.
yeah. So maybe children should buy guns to shoot up schools. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that Joe Biden is gonna take away all our guns? There's no way that I'm gonna let Sleepy Joe take away our guns.
So this man started talking to this girl one summer, right?
I want to listen to this.
And they were hitting it off. They were talking a lot, like a lot. Turns out, my other friend, no names, we'll call him Andrew.
What did we say last time?
I don't know. My other friend Andrew.
I know we called her Claire last time.
Yeah, my other friend Andrew's girlfriend, Claire,
Who I was talking to.
who he was talking to,
And who had told me that they had broken up.
told him, shut up, I'm telling the story.
Hey, fine!
Told him that Claire and Andrew broke up. So Claire was talking to Ms. Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out they didn't break up, but on the low, she was talking to 5 dudes at once while dating Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
And then they broke up,
Mm-hmm.
so now he's the reason.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever hear me call him the reason, that's the backstory to it.
Okay.
You are the one. No,
I don't
not
care.
the one and only. You're one of the 5.
Andrew-
So Don was part of the reason.
Andrew and I are still friends, so it doesn't matter. Give me my microphone back.
Oh.
He was part of the 20%.
Yeah.
What's your worst relationship story?
Story.
So I
Yeah.
know a girl, we'll call her Mary, because Bloody Mary.
Mm-hmm.
She was really into blood play.
Okay. When
And-
when was this? Like, give us context, like time frame.
I am not comfortable sharing that info.
Like, was it like younger, or were you like?
No, it was when he was older.
Recently,
Okay, recently. Okay.
she had the sharpest knives I've ever touched. And she really liked to play with the blood in her mouth.
In her mouth, what?
So,
Like she'll stab somebody, let the blood drip.
No, like I'm sure she like bit her cheek.
you know, like a little.
What the What the Get out of it!
See, now you know how I felt.
Yeah. Okay.
The sex was alright. I hope my parents didn't see this. They wouldn't know.
Hi KG.
But
Hi Miss Frizzle.
she.
Hope you guys have a wonderful day today.
Hey, I'm talking.
This is
Yeah. No, this is real. This is real like people, right?
I've
Stay
had,
protected.
unfinished story.
I've had a lot of female conquests. And I've had a bad experience with all of them, I'm not gonna lie.
I think this is important.
I think you have a bad type.
Like this is something that I think we laugh at, but also I think a lot of times people don't realize like what people in high school, like what their lives are like in terms of that kind of thing, because it's either very clean cut, sort of like in the media, right? It's always either very clean
I
cut
kind
like
of liked it.
Disney Channel shit,
That's kind of.
or it's like
That's kinky.
hardcore like Euphoria, like doing coke off bathrooms and shit. But I think a lot of times it's just like, yeah, teenagers are having sex, but it's like, you know, maybe like, you know, it's normal, or it's like a little weird, like somebody does like a weird blood
It's
thing, like.
So, if you want to
So-
know the statistics behind sex and whatnot, the sex drive and touch drive has gone down by roughly 87% because a lot of males in their high school days claim that they're too afraid to touch a woman's body because of going to jail because of the amount of sexual assaults that
Yeah.
have been going around.
I can understand
That's
that.
wanna
like
talk
the
about
main
that?
reason I don't like. Like personally, I wouldn't.
That's the reason why
Nowadays,
I will literally.
I don't like walk up to girls. I don't
Yeah.
try and start conversations because then, even if you're trying to be nice and friendly, just trying to have a conversation, get to know the person, you're gonna come off as weird and creepy.
Unless you look
Espe-
good.
Especially, yeah, unless you look good.
I don't
Especially
even.
when you're a bigger, fat guy
Yeah,
who wears sweats and a hoodie every day. Like it just doesn't work out.
I think it really sucks for both sides because you're right for us. Like even if we're just trying to be friendly, or even if we are trying to flirt, right? I think nowadays it can be very easily seen as predatory when that's not necessarily the intention. But I also, and I can't, you know, I don't have a first person experience to this because I'm not a girl, but can you, I mean, imagine how worried, how scared you must have to be of
Oh, yeah.
something like that happening to just have that be your base instinct. Like that makes me feel sorry for them. Not necessarily when people like Amber Heard like try to fake abuse, like that stuff pisses me off. That's one of the most evil things you can do, to take something that is so real for so many people and essentially devalue all of it because you are mad at whomever and started with like fake abuse and things. I don't like that. But just having that sort of baseline thought in your mind of this could be dangerous for me, that's not something that I think probably any of us here have had to sort of deal with, and so I do empathize. I find it irritating,
Yeah.
like in terms of
Yeah.
when I'm trying to, you know, flirt with someone or whatever, and maybe they're not receptive to it or whatever, right? Like obviously that's bad for me, but I also do at some point want to take a step back because I don't want to be one of those like bitter incels that's like women, dude. Like I'm just trying to be a nice guy. Like I don't want to be like that because you know that's unbecoming to
I
anyone.
mean, I like where you're going, but I've dealt with it. I've
Yeah.
had teachers and a police officer talking about sexual assault
Mhm.
because all I literally said was, "Hi, I find you cute."
Yeah, yeah.
It's gone extreme, but to the same point, not everyone's like that. You can't just paint a black and white picture.
Right, absolutely. And you have to also realize
Tried back in the
there
day.
are definitely, you know,
Going back-
predatory men out there who are going, you know, trying to you know,
But
do that kind
okay.
of stuff.
Okay.
And that's okay. So
It
it sort of just it sucks for all parties, and I think that we as a sort of society are sort of still trying to adjust to that pendulum swing, because it's only been relatively recently in history where we sort of started talking about the issues that women face in terms of that specific type of thing, right? And I say recently as in the past 20, 30, 40 years, right? Like
I'm gonna cut this yap session short. I personally love making people uncomfortable. It's my favorite thing,
we can tell.
and women are great because like
Women are great tests of
I
this.
can like stare at them from across the room, and guys too. It's perfect.
Have you thought about swinging for the other team? You thought about
I'm not interested, Zidane.
going no not
That's crazy.
okay, that got turned around on me in
Zidane's
a way I
gay.
didn't like. Thank you for listening
Oh, give me your mic. Thank you for listening
to the Drop In Podcast,
to the Drop In Podcast,
episode 3.
episode 4.
We said it was gonna be more serious when we had guests.
We said it would be more serious when we had guests.
It has not been.
Yeah, not
It's
This has
fine.
been the Drop
You're
In.
welcome.
Tune in next week for another wonderful guest.
How far away is next week?
Couple days.
How many days?
7.
Seven.
Seven. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys
Everybody
next
say
time.
bye and on at the
Bye.
same time. 1,
2, 3. Bye.